Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I'd like to thank Mount Abu School for giving me this opportunity to come here and listen to the fabulous speakers in person. And I'm so inspired, and I think it's a great opportunity for me to be here. So this red round circle, it kind of gives me goosebumps. But when I got to know that I have to come here and give a talk, I kind of prepared 100 times maybe, but I failed because I excel in failing. So I made a pointer note which I'm going to use, which none of you have, because I'm a chef, I'm so used to writing things and my recipes, because also I have so much to share with you all. I'd like to begin with a question for all you young kids. How many of you aspire to be a doctor or an engineer? Okay, I have only 3 hands up. How many of you inspire to be a pilot? Okay. How many of you inspire to be a halwai frying jalebis till the middle of your night so that someone's celebration is going on point because of you? Not a single hand. That is where I come into the picture, because we do a business of selling mithais just to ensure that each one of you are celebrating, and we make your happiness as ours. That's what we do for a living. So, about me. I come from a typically Punjabi conservative family, having 2 older sisters, no work culture. The girls have to get married at a very, very young age, and girls should cook post-marriage, and typical Indian family things. However, my family has been very supportive, no 2 doubts on that. I worked with my father for 3 years. He was a businessman, and I worked with him. But I realized that, a table job was not for me. While working in a professional kitchen, which is male-dominated, and having hours like 6 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., and going back home late hours was not for them. So who do you think clearly won the battle? That's me. I started my career when I was 24 as a home baker. I had to prove that I can actually cook. I had to break the traditional norms of girls going out of the family and cooking and doing something for a living. I started very late. I started my culinary education at 26, and that too when I went to Canada to study, and I came back and I took a first job in a hotel bakery, and that was my real game changer, because until then I didn't have a sense of direction as to what I want to do, where I want to go. If I put myself on the other side of the podium where you all are sitting, you guys must be thinking, she is so successful, she's standing in front of us, giving a talk, she must be so learned. I would think the same. I was thinking the same all this while when I was there, when the other speakers were talking in front of me. But I'll give you the real facts. I don't think I'm successful. Firstly, because success is a very, very big term, and honestly, I've never seen anyone be satisfied with it. I've never seen anyone be contented saying, I am successful. For me, I am a bag full of failures, with a heart full of passion, and a mind and a body that hustles endlessly and fearlessly. I am Chef Neha Lakhani, also representing Chef Ashay Dopadkar and our partnership and our journey. Okay, so what do you think is definition of success? Having 10 cars, having a Rolls Royce, having 5 factories, having fame? What do you think success is for any one of you? What makes you successful? Please. Happiness? Success is having a good night's sleep. Success is mental peace and growth. Success is having time for dinner with your family every day. Success is having a great team. Success is having 1 hour for your body every day. And success is also celebrating with friends and family. We sometimes get so devoted in chasing our goals and running and running and running, we forget that how important little things are. We forget what we should be actually spending time for. We forget and we just keep running a race. And by the time you actually realize that what is success, it's very late. You'll realize you've lost age, you've lost time, you've lost friends, you've lost family, you've lost relationships, you've lost love, you've lost everything. But there must be something that you will gain while you were losing all of this side by side. And while I was losing all of this side by side, what was I gaining? Anyone? Wisdom. But in real facts, I was gaining a stronger me, a positive me. I was making a team. I was building my brand. I was learning. I was growing. And most importantly, I was living my dream. But at the same time, I was paying the price of it side by side, side by side. You know, a lot of us have dreams. Everyone today evening has been talking about dreams and achieving them and setting your goals. Some of us have goals. Some of us don't have goals. But the first step to success is you have to start. You have to start because you cannot bring a dream to life in your head. Today, why I feel I'm not successful, but I'm on the road to success because I have started. I've dreamt of something, I have brought it to life, I'm working on it, and that is my first step to success. Not successful, but first step, and I feel when you start, it's half the battle already won. So life gave me my first golden rule that you have to start, which I pass on to you guys, that you also have to start. Start today, start writing things down, because when you write down, you will realize you're changing. As you write down one thing, you change, you move to another thing. So that is very important. If you don't have a plan, you make one today and you start. Okay, so being a chef, me and Ashay both, we had one basic dream. Like if you dream of movies, you want to be an actor. If you dream of playing football, you want to be a football player. If you dream of cricket, you want to be a cricketer. Being a chef, we had a very common basic dream of having our own restaurant. How big or how bad do you feel that is? A very generic dream, I'd say. But we had no money. We approached investors thinking we have a good skill, someone will invest in us, and someone will have the faith that we will do it for them. First investor, second investor, third investor, fourth investor. We were failed by 28 investors. We had no money, we were disappointed, we were broken, we were depressed, we cried, we howled, we wasted 2 years of our life finding that investor. I gained weight, I gained 25 kilos of weight to what you see me now. I lost a TV show, a TV series because I was fat and because I was in the hustle of chasing that restaurant, thinking that's the only thing I can do in life because I can only cook. Life gave me my rule number 2. You are your own investor. You don't have to wait for anyone to come put money on you and let you build your dream. You have to do it yourself. The day I realized that, we changed our plan. We wrote our plan once again. We kept writing, we changed it. We changed our plan from working in a restaurant with an investor to starting something of our own, which was the Indian sweets business. As a chef, we understand the potential that our country has, the resources our country has, so many cultures, so many cuisines, so many spices. The beauty of ingredients in our country, I feel, is infinite. We wanted to go back to the roots, start something with Indian mithai in a very international format. And being creative people, we did that with a mind-breaking norm. We started our own business with very little knowledge. Like I said, we wrote our plans again and again, and we started our business. Okay, we are very happy, we started our business. What next? We didn't have the money. Now how do we get the money? Because we failed in an investor already 28 times, coming out of depression, because you know, when you don't achieve something, when you fail, you feel you're not capable of doing it. However, that's not the case. You can't give up on yourself, you can't give up on your own faith and your own dream, because if you do, how are you expecting someone else to believe in that firstly? So that ideology never worked with us. We failed, we got depressed, but we never gave up. We stood more than 28 times to come back and do something for ourselves. We didn't have the money. So now where do we get the money from? We approached the banks, the first person anybody thinks of. The bank said, you don't have collaterals, we can't give you loans. Okay, we took some money from the family, we sold some assets, we took some unsecured loans at a very high percentages for which we are still paying the EMIs for, but we started. We took that money, little that we have, we started the business. Now when we start the business, we have no knowledge. And while you're running the business, you realize that you've started it, but you didn't factor in the operational expenses. You borrowed X money, you invested the X money. Now how are you going to function for your business? So life gave us our rule number 3. You have to save. You have to save every penny that you earn. I went back in time and I realized I possess more dresses than more balance in my bank account. I possess more shoes than having equivalent money in my bank account, which could have today given me what I wanted rather than going to the bank. So for you all, you need to start saving today. Out of your pocket money, you save $100 every month, but you save today, because the day you will realize that it's a rainy day, that's the day you will have no money. So life's lesson, you have to save. Now when I didn't save and I started my own business, how do I sustain it? Because I have no savings, I've exhausted the bank loans already and I have EMIs to pay. Rule number 4, always have multiple sources of income. We started yet another company because we realized we've now opened a business, but we are failing again because we don't have the money. So we started an alternative line of business where we as chefs would consult restaurants. So we would earn money from one place, we would feed our baby. That's what we kept doing for 2 years, 3 years and on. And in the middle of all this, the pandemic happened. So now when the pandemic happened, you are anyways struggling, you're in crisis. Every night you have a different plan, you have conversations, what should we shut down, what should we do, should we close? And you know, it's very easy to close something. It's very easy to break something. You know, when you have a fight with a friend, it's very easy to just say, I'm never going to speak to you again. When you get into a problem, you say, I'm never going to look back at it. But what is the real deal is you have to stay at it. Make that effort towards your friend to talk to them. So that's what we were trying to do all this while. Make that effort to sustain, make that effort to pay the EMIs, make that effort to last. And thankfully, we did. Now, the main thing that I feel 2020 taught us was the rule number 5, that jack of all trades, but master of one. A single-handed skill that any one of you possesses is going to be your life savior. For us, it has been cooking to do them. But then came the most important rule. Can anyone guess? Embrace failure was the rule number 6. You have to welcome failure with an open arm because you're going to fail every day. It might sound to you like a gyan, but you will realize in life, failure becomes your best friend. Why don't you ever leave your best friend even if she bothers you? Because you love her, because she's a part of you. Slowly and slowly as you grow in life, you will realize failure and problems are going to become your best friends. You have to embrace them. You have to let them teach you. You have to let them give you what they have to give you, but at the same time, you don't have to get scared of them. You have to let them be a part of your journey and learn to live with them. So many times you have a fight with your mom. You don't like it, but do you leave her? No, it's the same thing with failure. Failure is not going to leave you. You're not going to leave failure. You have to learn how to step above it and how to move forward. In fact, you know why I was saying about this red circle? Every time we failed, we made mental notes. We would console each other, me and Ashay, saying, you know, Ashay, just then when I'm going to write my biography, when I'm going to give a talk to someone, I'll tell them everything. Someday somebody will listen to me that what happened. I wanted someone to hear my sob story. I wanted someone to listen that, oh my God, so much has happened with me, not realizing so much is happening with everyone in their lives. But you only think of yourself. So I said, you know, one fine day I will tell the world. One fine day I will tell the world. And today at this podium, when I'm in front of the world, where I have the opportunity to say anything that I want to say, I don't have those incidences in my head. And that is what life does to you. It makes you positive. That is what failure does to you. It doesn't give you the time to build on negativity. It brings you out of it. It brings you ahead of it. So I feel this for me is success, that today when I stand here, I'm a positive person, I'm a stronger person. I may not have the money, but I have the strength and the positivity to say that one fine day I will make it and I won't fail. So this for me is success. This for me is my journey to success. Well, until now, I gave you 6 rules. So for the rule number 7, 8, 9, 10 and so on, I don't have them because my learning is only till this point. But I am going to wait for 2 decades when I am sitting there and one of you is on this podium giving your TEDx talk and explaining all of us the rule number 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, and that would be success. So for your journey, I want to leave with you guys that you need to start. You need to start writing pointers. You need to buy that one little dress less. You need to save money. You need to spend a little less on your girlfriend, and you need to save that money so that one fine day when she is your wife, you have that money for the rainy days. You need to remember that everyone has problems and you are not the only one. You need to make use of your opportunities today, because if you realize them late, it's no point. You need to make a vision. You need to write your plan. You need to set an example for a lot of other people who one day are going to listen to you and your TEDx talk. But like I said, I will wait for you 20 years down the line over there. But before I leave, and as a last wish list that I've always had, to share my earlier negativity but now the positivity with you all, I will take 2 seconds and say that what I want to say. I want to thank everything and every person in our lives who have led us to this point and made us what we are. I would like to thank life for giving me a blessed day every day. I would like to thank failure for making us what we are today. I would like to thank time for giving us wisdom, patience and positivity. I want to thank my family, friends and teachers for the utmost support that they've given us. And I want to thank all those people who failed us time and again, and who now want to invest back with us. We thank you for discouraging us to bring us here. And last but not the least, I want to thank my partner Ashay, who's not here, who couldn't make it today, for having my back and bringing our goals to life, because nobody ever has achieved anything alone. Thank you.